Ira Epstein with your morning flash update, and this update is for Wednesday, and we're now at the 19th of January, 2022, 8:35 a.m. Central Time. A lot of economic news out, but the important thing is we're getting an attempt, let me use that as the key word, at a bounce off of key numbers in the Dow, the S&P, the Russell, and the NASDAQ. All got down to lower Bollinger Bands. They're starting to hold that area, but will it stay? Bloomberg carried an article today that I was reading about this. They were using the 100-day average of closes and said each time it's gotten over it over the past 10 years, they've given you the results. One gets under it. It doesn't stay under it very long is the point. I see that happening in the 18-day average of closes when you go to the weekly charts just as well. So these are things you want to be looking at as you look at the market. Up again nicely in all the energy markets. EIA starting to predict more and more shortages coming there. Look at the size of this grain rally. It is picking up momentum. Is this an inflation environment we're hitting? Suddenly, I can understand the wheat because Russia is in play here. Friday, our Secretary of State Blinken meets with the counterpart in Europe, and they're going to discuss Russia. Are they going to make any headway? So far, there's nothing being done. And Russia, they could at any point invade. Well, if so, wheat becomes into play, partly because big export for Russia. We can make up the difference. Therefore, that's one area. Energy markets, what if, just what if Russian oil gets shut off in some manner or people refuse to buy it? Where are you going to get the oil? So that's being looked at. Bonds and notes, well, did they get too far too fast? That's going to be a question. Today, they're already saying it's a guarantee. Very shortly, we're going to be at 2% 10-year notes. Okay, I'm glad that they can guarantee it. I don't know that much. Copper exploding to the upside, up another 10 cents today. Why? Huge change took place today. And that change is taking place in China, where they have changed the rules of the game again. They realized they went the wrong way in this property area, so now the banks are saying lend money, but they're also saying for the first time that money put in escrow by new home buyers or those that have property underway can be used by the developer to pay off material costs, employment costs of people, not foreign debt, but to make things work. That's a huge change. There'll be other changes coming, but that's all of a sudden a big positive in the copper market. When we look in the U.S., we got our mortgage market headline index came out. These are all solid numbers. Look at how they're up. Very nice surprise there. The refi index was the only part down 3.1%. Housing starts, here's a surprise. The market expected it down 1.7. It's up 1.4%. And they were looking for a decline of a tenth in the permits, up 9.1%. How can you miss that much? Something else is going on there. Red Book sales, it seems that each week you're up 14 to 16%. It's staying just with that. UK inflation soars to its highest in 30 years. Bank of England in February getting ready for another interest rate hike. And for a first time, in 2 years, 3 years, the German 10-year bond turned positive, which means instead of you giving money to the Germany's central banks and so on, what takes place now is you would give them money, you'd get back less than you gave them because it was a negative interest rate. You're now getting everything back and possibly a small return on your money. That is a big change. Probably seen the lows of that. May not see that again for many, many years, barring, of course, what goes on with events like Omicron and so on. But as you can see behind me, you've got nice markets. The gains picking up as I'm talking to you. You weren't up anything like this when I started talking in the stock market. It was that the low in the marketplace where the buyers have finally emerged. We're going to find out throughout the trading day. Now, I did a special report for all of you in my market research area of my website. It is on the dollar index. It's important. The dollar, as you know, people look at it for what interest rates are going to do, U.S. trade, how the biggest economic engine in the world, the U.S. economy, is doing. Where is it right now? It has had a pretty interesting time in the past 2 weeks. I cover that. I cover the monthly, the weekly, the daily charts, and then I'm going to go into the seasonality. People are talking this is going to be the year of another year of a bull market for the dollar because of all the interest rate hikes. Well, if that's the case, what does that look like? How does the dollar typically on a historical basis do in bull years? I give you all the scenario. It's done in a video format. It's yours to look at. Just go to our website and under market research, it's right there for you. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great day. I will see you all at the end of the day with our market wrap-ups.